Hey everyone, Gabriel from Sky Scaling here. In today's video, I'd like to discuss and break down the 3 best ways to get insurance leads in 2024. That's based off my personal opinion, also the experience that I've seen our clients have within those segments or markets. And so, number one is going to be the warm market. It's also the most obvious one, obviously. When you start off in the industry, the MGAs really pressure you and try to get you in your warm market. And a lot of people have a negative connotation around the warm market because they think they have to sell to family and friends. And obviously, that could potentially be the case. However, your warm market is usually how you start off and break down into a cold warm market. And so essentially, you're probably going to be 10 rows down. So you start with people you know that refer you to people you know, people they know, and then so on and so on and so on and so on. And that's how you really grow a solid warm market. So I have to say that probably the first 3-4 months of your insurance career is probably going to be the most important ones by far, because those are the ones you're going to have to ask for referrals. And although you might not be comfortable all the time, those 3-4 months are where you have to really step out your comfort zone and try some new stuff. And obviously, new stuff is considering talking to people that you don't necessarily know and building a relationship with those people. So the warm market is number one. So the actual definition of warm market is something or a segment that includes friends, family, and existing clients, or could potentially be referrals as well. The benefits, again, of working in a warm market is the high trust factor. And so when someone refers you to someone they know, you don't really have to prove yourself to that person, because the person that refers you is probably going to say, hey, this person works really well. And so when you get there, it's really simply about showing your products and how solid they are. And the selling aspect, or where you usually have to break the ice and really get the mold going and get your prospect to open up, that's not going to be necessarily as hard as it is in a cold market because of that high trust factor, which results in easier conversions. Cost effective. Obviously, it is the most cost effective option out of all three here today. There's no advertising cost. So referrals, word of mouth, that's all going to come naturally. So there's actually no cost to referrals. The strategies, you can reach out personally and professionally. So reach out to people you know. Most companies make you do a top 100 list. So the 100 people you know, and just reach out to those people. Although you might have some names in there that you've not reached out to in years. That's usually what they have you do. And you might be left on scene a couple times here and there, but that's part of the industry, that's part of the game. And I believe that's kind of what you sign up for when you do take those first steps in the industry as well. So just make sure that your messages that you are reaching out with people are professional, and that obviously you stay formal as well. Utilize word of mouth referrals. That is the most important part by far. When you are dealing with clients, especially in your first couple of months, always ask them, hey, do you know 3, 4, maybe even 5 people that could potentially use the same services as the ones we've provided for you here today? And that way, oh yes, my uncle, oh blah blah blah. And so that's how you're really going to exponentially grow and expand your warm market. And so really make sure that you're utilizing word of mouth referrals. Offer incentives for referrals. So hey, if you refer a couple people that do sign up with us and do work with us, you'll get XYZ on your next whatever. So that's also a great way to get referrals, because sometimes people don't really want to give names, because they feel like if they give names and you reach out to those people, well, obviously you're going to say, hey, I'm reaching out. This is Gabriel from Sky Scaling, and I discussed with XYZ John last week, and John gave me your number. And so that person might be a bit, okay, John gave my number, So by offering incentives, you're definitely going to increase the chances of getting a bit more referrals. Tips: stay in regular contact to keep services top of mind. So just make sure that you're always obviously following up with your prospects and your clients as well. And just make sure that if your clients are happy, they will refer you. That's, it's going to happen. It might not be every single client that will do that, but if your clients are happy and you're always keeping track of what's going on, you're always following up, you will get referrals. Provide excellent service to encourage positive word of mouth. Again, that's very self-explanatory. That's kind of what I just said as well. And leverage social gatherings. Now, this is one thing that I know a lot of people don't like to do. They don't like to go in family events and just talk about, hey, do you want insurance? However, there's a passive way to approach it, in the terms of hey, I do this. If ever you're interested, come to me. I won't talk about it anymore, but I'm just doing it, planting the seed. I think that's a good way to get people to, obviously get their defense mechanism a bit lower, because obviously you don't want to be selling to your family and friends. You're going to lose family and friends if that's what you do. So you just want to keep things, chill, and really just plant the seed. Say, hey, I do this. If you need this, come to me. I'd be really happy to work with you. And so I think there's an approach to take when you're in social gatherings, because you don't just want to go to your uncles and say, hey, do you have kids? Yeah, you don't have insurance. Oh, you really do need insurance. There's a way to approach it. And so instead of just, pushing it down their throat, they're going to start, stop inviting you to events if you do that. So just make sure that you keep it nice and formal as well. Now, number two, so that's for the warm market. So the warm market is definitely not beatable. If you have a solid warm market, you have referrals, you do solid work, the warm market is the best option. Obviously, there's a cap to the warm market in terms of you can't really be getting thousands of referrals per day. That's going to grow exponentially as the business grows. But when you're first starting off, a warm market is where you want to start off. Or start off well, so that eventually you get to that point where you are getting referrals and names from other people that you've worked with before. So the warm market, in my opinion, is the best option out of all three when it comes to first starting off. It's the best in terms of ease of conversion and just a whole 9 yards when it comes to the insurance business. If you can really do it through your warm market, it's probably going to be a bit easier. Now we have number two, LinkedIn. Why should you use LinkedIn? Well, first off, a lot of insurance entrepreneurs work with B2B, so businesses. So a great way to find businesses is on LinkedIn, and you can also network professionally as well. So you can find target audiences. So I use LinkedIn all the time. I reach out to prospects all the time. I target, obviously, life insurance agents in Canada. I'll just reach out to them. I'll ask them if they're interested in obviously growing their business, and if they are, I'll try to schedule a meeting with them. And obviously it's definitely worked well, and it helps me get in contact with new people every single day. So LinkedIn is a great platform where you can engage with new people, whether it's businesses, potential prospects, or clients. And you can also target segments of people, which is really useful. So if your market is nurses, if you're an ancient nurse and you work in the healthcare, or you worked in the healthcare department and you want to target nurses, you can do that on LinkedIn. You can't do that on any other social platforms. You can't do that on Facebook, you can use detailed targeting, because it's going to help you find people in that audience. But on LinkedIn, you can specifically target nurses, or engineers, for example, dentists, stuff like that. So LinkedIn is a great platform where you can target people. I'll get there. So profile optimization, that's really important. You have to have a nice profile. If your picture is blurry and not really professional looking, people will see that. And I like to, obviously it's 2024, things are evolving, but the first glance, and that people are going to have a view, whether it's a social profile or seeing you in person, is really, really a game changer. And I know it's stereotypical, and we like to think that people don't judge a book by its cover, but that's not necessarily the case. If you don't look professional, if your LinkedIn profile doesn't look professional, people will have just a lower tendency of working with you. It's just how it is. So make sure you have a complete and professional profile with a clear photo and clear, engaging headline stating your services. So if you're doing recruiting, just say that, hey, you help people make a bit more of income every single month. If you do life insurance and you're just after client acquisition, well, maybe your approach would be to say that you help families with financial education, you help families with financial services. Just state your services and make sure that it's, again, formal and professional. Detailed experience and endorsements. So the company you work for, you can always post about how long the company has been in business, and all the potential products that you have to offer to people. So that's a good way to also show credibility and build an audience at the same time. Then we have strategies. So how do you actually find people on LinkedIn? Well, you can connect with industry professionals and potential clients. You can share valuable content related to insurance to showcase expertise. So I know a couple companies out there will actually provide social kind of templates for people to use. That's a great way to obviously grow your profile, maybe grow a couple followers here and there, and get some likes. So you can actually do that on LinkedIn. You can use some pre-built templates that your company gives you, just post them on there, and use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is my best friend. I think it's the best in terms of networking with people. It's one of the best platforms out there on the market currently by far. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is where you can really target segments of people. So, for example, for me, I'll target insurance agents working with several companies here in Canada, and I will target those people, reach out to them, connect with them obviously before, reach out to them, message them. And LinkedIn Sales Navigator is where you can really step your game up, because you can connect with I believe 200 and something people per week, while the normal version of LinkedIn is really, really a lot lower. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's something like probably 20 to 50. So Sales Navigator, you can connect with a lot of people. You can message a lot of people as well, and the potential is really big when it comes to reaching out. However, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a bit hefty. It's a couple hundred. I think it's $110 Canadian per month. So you have to obviously make some sort of return on investment from the platform. If you're not using it, well, then it's not going to be worth it. But if you actually put the work and the effort in, LinkedIn Sales Navigator can be a great extension of obviously the normal version of LinkedIn. Then some tips: post regularly to stay visible in your network and engage with your connection. So when you do get a connection, message them, and don't try to message them just with the boring, on LinkedIn you always get a lot of messages from bots and accounts that you can definitely tell that the messages are pre-written. When I reach out to prospects on LinkedIn, I always modify. Obviously I have some templates, but I'll always modify the messages with their name, their company name, and so I make it more personalized to them. And so by doing so, the chances of them actually reaching it back out to me is a lot higher. And when you get those first couple of responses, well then that's where you can kind of get talking about the products you have to offer, and really getting a bit deeper in terms of the funnel that you have to offer to that prospect. And so that's for LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, I think, is after number 3, which is lead generation, digital marketing. I think LinkedIn is the best. Now, when it comes to number 3, lead generation, I don't do digital marketing on LinkedIn. I've tried running ads on LinkedIn. It hasn't been successful for me, and it's just not my cup of tea. I've tried running ads on every single platform. I've been doing marketing for 5 to 6 years now, and I've tried literally every single platform in the books. And the best ones for me has always been Facebook and Instagram. I've tried LinkedIn, TikTok, Google. If you don't have a website, now Google's pretty worthless. But LinkedIn has just not been very fruitful for me. So number 3, lead generation. So all that to say that LinkedIn is great for cold outreach, not so much for digital marketing, at least for me and clients that we've worked with in the past. So if you're having success on LinkedIn, I'm happy for you. Number 3, lead generation. So digital marketing. That would be my favorite, obviously, out of all 3. Although warm market is the easiest one, and if you can do the warm market properly, it can be really, really big. But lead generation is definitely my favorite, and it's the fastest in terms of really fast tracking the growth of your digital insurance business. So number 3, lead generation definition: utilizing digital marketing tools and services to find potential clients. So methods: paid ads, Facebook ads, and obviously Facebook is incorporating Instagram into that, which is now called Meta, combining both platforms together for targeted reach, and SMS marketing campaigns to nurture leads. So we actually have both. So when we are working with Sky Scaling members, we run the ads for them. Prospects come in. Again, we help people with recruiting and client acquisition. When a prospect comes in, first off, we qualify those prospects. Once they come in, they can book a meeting with our clients or our members. And if they don't book a meeting, well, then we have marketing SMS messages that get sent automatically to those people to try to get them. And that's AI-based. Messages are sent from an AI. And so the AI handles all the nurturing. And if your prospect answers, we try to get them on your calendar. And so we do that using marketing campaigns by SMS. The tools, you can use tools, Sky Scaling software to manage and track leads. So we have a great CRM in place that runs off high level. And you can manage your leads in our platform as well. You can message them, use your pipeline. You can manage your leads. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can view the conversations with the AI. You can view your calendar. You can obviously book meetings. So we have a great system where you can manage your leads as well. And now a couple tips when it comes to lead generation. First off, don't just spend money on anything. The first step would be to at least kind of have an idea of what you're doing. That's why a lot of people work with us, is because we have several years of experience in digital marketing for insurance agents. But If you don't, at least do a bit of research. So try creating compelling ad copy and visuals to attract attention. So I'll go in the ad library on Facebook, kind of see what other people are running, and then maybe go based off of that. Use targeted keywords to reach the right audience. Now, targeting has changed a lot over the years for Facebook. Sometimes no targeting is good, sometimes targeting is good. I'll always A/B test both, but you can definitely use targeting to your advantage if used properly. So you can target, for example, nurses again. If you worked in healthcare, you want to work with nurses, you can target people that work in healthcare, but it's not going to target not going to target specific healthcare workers. That's just not how Facebook works, but it will target people that have shown interest in healthcare. So that's something you can use, and most of the time I would agree that those people are probably working in healthcare somewhere. So you can use targeted keywords to find the right audience, which is called detailed targeting. You can track and analyze campaigns performance to optimize ROI. So that's something I do every single day. Every single day I check our members' campaigns. I make sure everything is running smoothly. If the cost per lead is good, cost per appointment, cost per client, and I'll see if the cost per lead is good. We have to optimize it and change things. But the first step is obviously letting a campaign run. I think a lot of people will try a campaign for 1-2 days. Oh, I haven't had any leads yet, no appointments, let me switch things up. I always wait until I have at least 2 or 3, maybe even 4,000 impressions on our campaigns before touching anything. You don't really know if a campaign is working unless a couple eyeballs has seen it, and I think 4,000 is a good audience size before you can tell, okay, yeah, my click-through rate is a bit lower, but my link click-through rate is good. And so you can use the metrics as well to kind of have an idea of what's working and what's not working. And number 4, in terms of tips, qualify your leads. That is the most important thing that I see out there. And if you are going to work with a digital insurance marketing company such as Skyscaling yourselves, make sure that they have a qualification process in place, because if all they're using is just a basic form, maybe an instant form on Facebook, or they have a website where all they're asking is a couple questions, name, phone, email, city, those are not leads. You don't want to pay for those prospects. So what I qualify a lead is someone that has not only interest in the products, but that fits the criteria that you're looking for. So I wanted, just before I end this video, I want to show kind of the surveys or the process that I use to qualify the leads for our clients. So let's actually start off with client acquisition. So the survey that we are using for client acquisition looks a bit like this. Now, this is usually on a super nice landing page. Now, I don't want to obviously give out all of our secrets. So this is just a basic survey. This is the survey that prospects would go for. But again, usually it is on a nice landing page with images, text, and all that. So the first question that we ask potential life insurance clients is their gender, male or female. So let's just go with male for now. Are you a smoker? Yes or no? Let's just go with no. Do you have any pre-existing medical conditions? Yes or no? If your prospect answers yes, we will ask for which one. So we have a couple options: cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, respiratory disorders, obesity, stroke, other. Let's just go with other for this question. What motivates your interest in financial protection? So are you looking for insurance for financial protection for your loved ones, building cash value, covering final expenses, education funds, estate planning, or peace of mind and family protection? Let's just go with this last option. Are you currently retired, unemployed, employed, or self-employed? So the work status of that prospect. Do you currently have any of the following? So do you have an accident or sickness insurance? Do you have critical illness insurance? Do you have disability insurance? Or do you have life insurance? No, I currently don't have any insurance coverage. Most people answer no. However, I've seen a couple people looking for a better quote, better rate, and so it's going to happen from time to time that you might get a prospect that does already have some form of insurance. And then we're going to ask for your prospect's first, last name, and their city. And last but not least, phone number, email address, and your prospect then consents to receiving messages from the business. Messages consist of SMS, emails, and phone calls. And the business in this case is yourself, since these are your exclusive leads, since this would be on your funnel, your landing page that we would build for you. And so once your prospect submits this information, they then get redirected to your calendar page where they can book a meeting with you. If they don't book a meeting automatically on your calendar page, well, that's where your AI assistant reaches out to them, tries to engage in a conversation. If they don't reply back, it's going to follow up for over a year. So we're always engaging with prospects to maximize the value of those prospects. That's for client acquisition. And then for recruiting, so I like to really mention the difference between the recruiting and the life insurance survey. So on the life insurance side, really anyone can get life insurance unless you're super sick or you have something, super bad in terms of health conditions. But most people can get life insurance. So why do we qualify prospects for insurance? Well, the survey is really, for at least for the client acquisition side, is really simply to find how much intent your prospect actually has. And so, in my opinion, if a prospect is not willing to go on a landing page and fill out a 6-question questionnaire, it's probably not the type of prospect that would convert anyways. And so, while you could simply run a lead format and get hundreds of leads at $3 per lead, you're going to spend so much time dealing with unqualified people that you're going to turn mental. Okay, so you want to at least have a good qualification process in place. It looks more professional. Your prospect feels, like they're more important some way, and it's just it's important to qualify your prospects. Then, on the recruiting side of things, the survey is really to qualify prospects, because if you're not looking for commission-based, so let's actually go through the survey. So the first question we ask is, are you on the student visa? If your prospect says yes, they get disqualified. Again, this usually is on the license landing page as well. So in Canada, if you are on a student visa, you can't get your LQP license. So if your prospect says yes, process ends there for them. And it's a good thing, because if those prospects, usually if you didn't ask that question, your prospect would probably book a meeting with you. You'd hop on a meeting with them. You'd spend an hour talking to them. Oh, you're on a student visa? Oh crap, I just lost an hour of my day. And so it's important to qualify your prospects, especially for recruiting. So are you on a student visa? No. Do you currently own a laptop or a desktop computer suitable for remote work? So, hey, this is a remote opportunity. If you are willing to work from home, you have to have a computer. So yes, I do. No, but I'm willing to acquire one, or no, and I'm unwilling to obtain one, even if necessary. So let's just go with yes, I do for now. This third option would get your prospect disqualified. Are you currently employed or looking for a new business opportunity? So employed or unemployed. If your prospect answers that they are employed, we're going to ask one follow-up question, which is, are you currently employed in the financial sector? So it could potentially be a conflict of interest. You have to know this stuff. And so even if your prospect says yes, they can still continue the survey. However, you'll receive their information. You'll see what they answer to the survey. And if they say yes, maybe you want to call them up. Make sure it's not a conflict. If it is, proceed with the meeting. If not, go ahead, cancel the meeting, and don't lose an hour of your day. How much time are you able to commit to this opportunity per week? So let's just go with 20 to 30 hours for now. Are you comfortable with the commission-based compensation structure? So this is super important. This is not a fixed salary, so you have to be willing to do commission-based. So yes, I am open to the concept of commission-based earnings since they offer limitless potential, or no, I prefer stable fixed salary, and I'm not interested in commission-based compensation. People have to say yes. No will get them disqualified. And the last question, are you willing to undergo training and obtain the necessary licenses or certifications, even if it requires an initial investment of a few $100s? Yes, no, I'm already LQP licensed. So no will get your prospect disqualified. Yes, and already licensed are the two right answers in here. And then once your prospect submits this, they can then put in their information, phone number, email, submit the survey, book a meeting with you. So that's the process that we are currently using and utilizing for our members. So if you are, hopefully you enjoyed this video, the 3 methods for lead generation. Hopefully that was nice. However, if you are a Canadian life insurance agent and you are looking to fast track the growth of your insurance business, I'll put a link down below where you can book a meeting with us, see if you qualify. If you do, we'll explain everything, the whole process from A to Z. And so if that is something that sounds interesting, click the link below, book a meeting with ourselves, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.